Let's see in which context communitarians are writing their ideas. So first, see, in US or in Europe, there was a two branches of liberalism. One was a neoliberal, led by Hayek, Nojek, Friedman, Berlin. They are neoliberal, which you have read out. And see, the point is that on the parallel of neoliberal, there was a rise of a egalitarian. Let's see, these are two contemporary variety of liberalism. These two brands are the contemporary variety of liberalism. And what is the egalitarian? Rawls, Dworkin, Rawls, Dworkin, Rokowaski, Arneson. These are people who believe in egalitarian. Let's see. Come to it. Because these are two variety of contemporary liberals. Neoliberals as was egalitarian. Very interestingly, their basic viewpoint is that so many points are there very similar. And why they are having similar over so many points? They are similar over the idea of constitutional government. Both believe in the idea of a constitutional government. Both believe in the idea of liberty. Both believe in the idea of the capitalist economy or a kind of market economy. Both had faith in the idea of it means if you look the common point of the, because once I am saying that there are a variety of contemporary liberals, the premise of liberals are very fixed. Liberals believe in constitutional government, liberals believe in liberty, liberals believe in the capitalist economy with market economy. That is basic premise of liberals. And obviously liberals always believe in rationality. Liberals always believe that it is a individual is more important. For them, individual is a unit. And very interestingly, their philosophical assumption is same. Their philosophical assumption is very same. And what is their philosophical assumption? It is a self is prior to its end. Their philosophical assumption is very same. Self is prior to its end. Very simple. This is just like a repetition of the premise of Kant. And what Kant says that man is an end in itself. This is just repetition of idea of Kant. I come first. Mine is the end. Everything is mean. If a self is prior to ends, so therefore what is end? You. What is means exams? What is means Delhi? What is means cloth? What is means house? Everything is means. Car means. We are end. So this statement is signifying the primacy of individual, dignity of individual. This also tells that nothing is more important than individual. Very interestingly, this philosophical point of liberalism is very same shared by neoliberal as well as by the egalitarians. Then you will say, what is the difference? There is a difference over only one point. What is the difference between egalitarians and neoliberals? Difference is very simple. Egalitarians more emphasize over the welfare services for the people. Difference is very clear. Egalitarians always look for the welfare state. Egalitarian says that no, and obviously, If a state is going to provide the welfare facilities, progressive taxation become inevitable. But they are not supporting the state-controlled economy. That's very clear. American neighbor believe in this kind of a state-controlled economy. See, what is their idea? We can provide welfare for the people by what? Insurance. Welfare the people by what? Social security. The fixation of labor cost. Thereafter, they are saying that they will provide the welfare facilities that is known as Obamacare. Once Obama was the president of US, Obamacare. What is this welfare state New Deal program? So Americans always come with a Johnson with a, given a great society. They have given different slogans. Ultimate objective is the same. The state is responsible for the well-being of the people. But see, neoliberals are saying that a state is merely a night watchman state, or a state is a minimal state. What neoliberals believe that a state is a minimal state, neutral state. A state is just like an empire. So it is a see, choice of individual that what kind of way of life they are choosing. A state is neither promoting one way of life nor discouraging other. That is reason neoliberals believe in a kind of absolute freedom. Neoliberals believe that even the welfare state is not a good idea, and to some extent, neoliberals also believe that social justice is merely mirage. And the neoliberals' argument is very clear because neoliberals are saying that society is nothing apart from sum of individuals. So you don't have an idea of social justice because interest of everyone is different. That is the point. Once you are providing the freebies for the people, that is always misused. That is likely to increase the size of the state and ultimately deprive the people from liberty. And you are promoting ultimately the course of a rise of a totalitarian state. So why were they disliking the welfare state? Reason I told you. They are saying why welfare state is a problematic mismanagement of economy number one. For neoliberals, why they're saying minimal state? Why they're supporting the market economy? Their argument is very simple. Because welfare state means mismanagement of economy. Welfare state means cutting for liberty. Welfare state means opening the probability of a rise of a totalitarian state. So over every account that is a problematic. Over every account that is a problematic. And here I am just repeating the neoliberal ideology which I told you earlier. I told you nothing new. The same I explain in the neoliberal ideology. So this is a minute difference. Otherwise, neoliberals and egalitarians are almost more, there are more similarity than differences. But let's see how we can describe about the, because philosophically they believe in the primacy of individual. Despite the fact that egalitarians believe in the welfare state, but they are not ready to sacrifice the liberty of individual. They are very firm about that. And thereafter you look, philosophically they are the same. Almost they believe in market economy, they're also same. Constitutional government, they are also same. Let's see, what was the outcome of a social outcome of this neoliberal ideology? A liberal ideology. Social outcome was almost same. And what was social outcome? Atomistic society. What was social outcome? Freedom. What was social outcome? It was a rise of atomistic individualism. And thereafter, what was social cost? If you want to analyze the economic cost of a neoliberal ideology, that was addressed by egalitarians. But egalitarians couldn't address the social cost of a neoliberal ideology, including egalitarians itself. And what was social cost? Community was destroyed. What was social challenges? Community was destroyed. And what was social challenges? Drug addiction. What was social challenge? Breaking up of families. What were social challenges? It was violence became the norm in the Western society. And let's see, again I'm emphasizing with the fact that communitarians are highlighting the social cost of neoliberal or liberal ideology. Because there may be difference between egalitarians and neoliberals, but social cost is same for both. Social cost is same for both. That is the point. Why they're looking for social cost? So now Western society became more prosperous, wealthy, rich. And once individual is having the richness, one individual is having the idea of prosperity. So what they're looking for? Friendship, loneliness. This was a new problem in the Western world. And as of now, you may also feel sometime, yeah, there is no friend of mine in Delhi. I am feeling loneliness. This was a problem. And let's see, because of rationality, because of neoliberalism, individual was not at all taking care interest of the community. So there was a rise of a gay relation. Every individual and almost 30% people became atheist. Morality was declining, and that was considered the degradation of a society of the West, and that was tried to correct by the communitarians. This was the context of rise of communitarians. And in that context, you might have understood the fact that communitarians are not socialists. Socialists are worried about the economic problems of society. But now Western countries are having the more economic prosperity. Communitarians should not be treated as a socialist first. And second, why liberals why liberals always ignore the community as a factor? Because for them community is threatening. By community means Marxism, community means fascism, and any ideology which is emphasizing over community sacrifice liberty. This was a fear of liberals, therefore they were ignoring community. But what was cost was greater. Or we can compare the basic theme between neoliberals, egalitarians, and the communitarian. तो पहले मैं basic theme बता उसके now thereafter we can write in the context. तो ऐसे हम ऐसा एग्जाम में ऐसा नहीं लिखेंगे एग्जाम में वी ऑलवेज राइट विद द कॉन्टेक्स्ट कंपैरिजन लेकिन इन शॉर्ट हाउ वी कैन हैव अंडरस्टैंडिंग एंड दिस इज आइडिया ऑफ शॉर्ट नोट्स जब कहते हैं शॉर्ट नोट्स बनाने की बात है तो वी शुड हैव ए पिन पॉइंट अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ एनी सब्जेक्ट what is the difference between why communitarians come into picture, what is their motto. Let's see, the neoliberals, they believe that individual as an atom. For communitarians, individual is a part of family, church, neighborhood, university, even member of a nation. See, in a very simplest form, neoliberals believe that individual come first because it is a end is self is prior to its end. And here, end is prior to self. End is prior to self. And for the neoliberals, market economy is the best. And communitarian believe in the moral limits of the market. Then neoliberals. For neoliberals, state is a neutral institution. State is a neutral institution. But for communitarian, state should state must be a welfare state and promote the values of community or promote the communitarian values. State should promote, state must be welfare and promote the communitarian value. See, this is the idea of a communitarian. This is the concept of communitarian. Debate is very simple. Debate is as old as the idea of green. Let's see. Community is more important or individual? That is the basic debate. What is basic debate between the communitarianism? Community is more important or individual? In the context I have told you why there was need of a communitarian. Because you look, what was the result of neoliberals? Neoliberals believe in the competition. Neoliberals are saying that human beings are rational, therefore maximization of interest is more important. Therefore, neoliberals are laying down the basic principle of a materialism. Neoliberals are saying that if we are having better resources, society must be treated as more prosperous. But here, communitarians are saying that no, we are the part of community. And the term can be explained in numerous ways like self is a part of community, self is a embedded self, cultivated self. Idea is same. What is a cultivated self? Embedded self, encumbered self. Simply, we are part of community. Community comes first. Communitarian belief. We are because of community. Can you give me some example? Why you are because of community? Yeah. Yes, you can give some concrete example. It is a community is because of you are because of community. कई लोग कहते हैं ना मेरी मर्जी अपनी भी शादी में न जाऊं तो मेरी मर्जी. This idea belong to neoliberal or communitarian. Obviously, we are complementary, but in terms of communitarians, if I put the argument of communitarian, so what I can say, community is more important. Here we are picking the communitarian argument. They are saying that you are because of community. So I am saying that give me some example. Why you are because of community? And obviously, and the most important symbol is accent. The way you speak. What is accent? The way you speak. If Bengali speak English, that become very clear. It means that is the point. We live in the community, but same time community live inside us. Who is organizing entire Ganesh festival here in the Karol? Who is organizing this Ganesh festival in Karol? Ah, more or less the people belong to Maharashtra. This is a community. This is importance of community. Let's see, Bengali. Wherever Bengali they goes, they never abandon Bengali. Bengali essence for the Bengalis. Community means culture, food, habits, and that is the point. Once neoliberals are saying that we are atom, we, it is a high existence as the first. Community is artificial. Community is nothing apart from sum of individuals. Communitarians have rejected this argument. Simple is the point. And if community is more important, you look, liberals believe in freedom of choice. And what is the problem of freedom of choice? Communitarians are saying that choice must be moral, choice must be good. Some choices may be against the values of community, marrying 10 times in a life. Then that'd be good choice. But neoliberals are saying that no, it's my life, my choice. Therefore, my life, my choice, then there may be drug addiction. Community don't allow the same drug addiction. That is the point of contention. Communitarians are the philosophy of 1980s, and they are reacting against the liberals. And how you can write the same? Who is the propounder of communitarian? What is their viewpoint? Let's see. And how we can understand the basics. अब देखो जैसे yes, self is prior to end means man is the end in itself. End is prior to self means you know that why you are preparing UPSC to inspire you. In fact, for me, for community, don't be individualist. For me, for community, oh my God, to inspire you to prepare for UPSC. In my community, your end is already determined. Therefore, what communitarians are saying that never claim that you want to make a just society. Just society is always there. You have to discover. And see, you are made by because of community, and you don't have any choice, but you are rediscovering yourself. आपको बाद में पता चला कि यार जब मैं ऐसा बोलता हूँ तो ऐसा लगता है कि मैं इस पर्टिकुलर रीजन का हूँ. ऐसा कैसे पता चल गया? That is the point of accent. Or that is very interesting. It means you know that who give you which see an entire destiny, because most of the people who live in Delhi they are not preparing for UPSC. Because what is the community? Community is teaching them that first you earn. Rather than wasting over money for preparation, just open a shop, juice shop, earn the money. That is the community. Community is giving objective to them. One of my very closest friends from Gujarat, now he's IS. But you will surprise know that his father is a the prominent builder of Ahmedabad. एक बार उसने अपने पापा से इसलिए बात करा है कि सर इनको समझा दो ना कि आईएएस को समझते ही नहीं है तो because what Gujaratis are not looking for jobs. People of UP, Bihar, they're desperate behind jobs. Gujaratis don't look for jobs. They're looking for a business. And Marwadi is born businessman. Who is giving their objective? अरे ऐसी यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़े होगे, ऐसे आसपास देखा. वन वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग, इसी बार मेरे पास कोई स्टूडेंट आया तो उनकी बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी है. मैंने कहा यार तुम आईआईटी में चले गए, बीए कर लिया, एंड ही वाज रिसीविंग ऑलमोस्ट 3 crore पैकेज इन यूएई, came back in India, qualified the UPSC exam, is a IPS, but for giving the exam again for improvement for IAS, is looking for IAS. I don't want to disclose the name, तो बाकी मैंने कहा यार क्या कमाल की बात है. तो सर ये देखो मैं जब से दुबई से आया मैं देखा मेरी ज़मीन को हड़प लिया. आई नीड अ पावर। अभी इंडिया में क्लासिकल है, एक पावरफुल आदमी अगर स्विट्जरलैंड में होते, अगर तुम स्विट्जरलैंड में होते, यूपीएससी का प्रिपरेशन करते, इस बरसात में वादियों का मजा लेते, बट इंडिया में हो। Can't you believe? Oh my God, students are coming in metro Delhi and they are sitting in the park and they are for studying. This is very unique scene to anywhere in the world. अभी को अमेरिका यूरोप में कोई पढ़ता उड़ता थोड़ी है। They are looking for an adventurous life, बंजी जंपिंग कर रहे हैं, they are looking for scaling the height of Everest। और हमारे यहाँ बच्चा पूरी जवानी कहाँ बर्बाद क्यों है यूपीएससी प्रिपरेशन में। आई मतलब एक सीरीज अभी मैंने ऐड देखा था, देख नहीं पाया, तो उसमें बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग बात है। But I don't see me as an advocate, but he became advocate because his father was advocate. If a doctor, एक मैं डेंटिस्ट के पास जाता हूँ, मैं कहता सर आपका बेटा क्या कर रहा है, तो डेंटिस्ट की पढ़ाई करेगा। Community gives us the target that you are not choosing anything. You are realizing, oh my God, later it is misconception that I am choosing my target and is already given by the community. Socialization, community, surrounding, and who is giving end in the community which you live. और ऐसे ऐसे मेरे पास ऐसे ऐसे पेरेंट्स कई बार आए हैं, आई डोंट वांट टू, बट ही वाज सो आउट स्पोकन। एक बार कोई मेरे पास ऐसे पेरेंट्स आए, बहुत पहले की बात है, बच्चे के लेकर आए, अपने बच्चे के साथ थे, तो उन्होंने कहा देखो सर इसको मैं समझाता हूँ, अगर आईएएस नहीं बन पाओ तो जीवन गधे जैसा जीना पड़ेगा। मैं सामने बैठा था उनके, एक ही बात के बहुत से मतलब होते हैं ना। देखो ओ माय गॉड, ऐसे आपको नहीं कहना चाहिए भाई, आप ऐसे कह रहे हो। उनका सर देखो मैं सही बात बोलता हूँ ना, आप भी तो ऐसी मानोगे। हमने कहा क्या बात बोलो, सराउंडिंग। ये जो, ये बताओ अब सलमान खान का बच्चा यूपीएससी प्रिपरेशन करेगा अगर होगा तो? करण जौहर का, हु इज गिवन डेस्टिनी, सराउंडिंग। दिस इज द मीनिंग ऑफ। अब देखो भाई स्कॉलर हैं, कोई बड़ी बड़ी बात तुम कहेंगे ना, इतनी छोटी बात कहने बात कैसे बनेगी। एंड इज प्रायर टू सेल्फ। तो बता, तुम पैदा नहीं हो तभी तुम्हारा टारगेट पापा ने सेट कर दिया था, ये मेरा बच्चा यूपीएससी में जाएगा। ये तो बाद में मुझे पता चला कि बाद में घुमा घुमा के बोलना शुरू किया कि ये देखो ये पास हो रहे हैं, वो पास हो रहे हैं, वो पास हो रहे हैं। टारगेट तो उनका पहले से ही था, कम्युनिटी। एंड कमिंग टू दैट, देखो मोर लिमिट्स ऑफ मार्केट। भाई मोर लिमिट्स, भाई सीधी सी बात है, व्हाट इज ए कम्युनिटी? बॉन्डिंग, ब्रिजिंग द बॉन्डिंग, मेकिंग द बॉन्डिंग। और अब देखोगे, ब्रिजिंग द बॉन्डिंग, मेकिंग द बॉन्डिंग। अब सवाल यह है कि इफ यू आर सैड, इज हर्टन, ये बताओ कौन सी मार्केट की शॉप पे जाओगे जहां आपको हैप्पीनेस मिल जाए? व्हाट यू, डियर फ्रेंड, दैट्स वेरी क्लियर सिंस वेरी बिगिनिंग वी आर टेलिंग द सेम। व्हाट यू कैन बाय फ्रॉम मार्केट, मटेरियल ऑब्जेक्ट। मम्मी मम्मी के हाथ का कहाँ खाना मिल जाएगा बता दो। What market can't buy the love of mom? What market can't buy the solidarity of community? What market can't buy the share and care? What market can't buy the feelings that only you enjoy through community? Are you looking for any Marathi Manus? कोई दोस्त नहीं तुम्हारा मराठी मानुस का? You feel happy or not once you talk to that person? On अपनी अपनी लैंग्वेज बोलने वाला कोई तो होना चाहिए। That's why that nothing unusual. It's very usual. मैं पता कोई बिहार का आदमी है, जैसे बिहारी मिला कर और भैया का हाल चाल है, then come in a full form. गुजराती जैसे ना केम छो, that is point. Once I went in Chennai, तो चेन्नई मैंने पूछा भाई मरीना बीच के जगह गड़पड़ करी कोई कड़पड़े, ये कौन सी बात है यार। Community. Everywhere there is a community. Community is just like a network. And my dear friend, now we are living in social networking, missing the network of community. आपको पता है जब से परिवार में एक बच्चे होने लगे तब से कई रिलेशन खत्म हो गए. We are losing community, bond of community. Therefore, what market can't buy? The happiness, the solution of distress, the solution of a pessimism that is not coming with market. That is the reason these are coming with the community. So if you become successful, to whom with you are going to celebrate your success? दोस्त होने चाहिए कि नहीं होने चाहिए? आप लोग दोस्त हैं कि नहीं है? तो दोस्त कहाँ के रखते हो? अपने ही रीजन के या कहीं के? यू आर कॉस्मोपॉलिटन. दैट्स गुड आइडिया. इफ यू आर लिबरल देन कॉस्मोपॉलिटन. लिबरल होगा तो क्या कहेगा? नो, ऑस्ट्रेलियन से दोस्ती करेगा. फॉरगेट अबाउट बिहारी, बंगाली, उड़िया. नो, बिकॉज आई हैव टू गो टू कनाडा. इफ आई हैव टू गो टू कनाडा, दोस्ती कहाँ से होनी चाहिए? पंजाबी से. नो पंजाबी पुत्र, ओनली कैनेडियन. लिबरल बिलीव इन this is to approach. Now you can write how it come into picture. Is it clear? See, Marx always say that community is very important. Marx always say community is very important, but what happens in the practice, that is different. See, totalitarian state simply means where there is no permission of a working of a strong civil society. That is the idea of totalitarian state. So in totalitarian state, what happens? Schools, universities, family, church, they were working under the very tight control of the state. Therefore, logically, civil society couldn't become very powerful. And let's see, in the Europe and America, the same condition was there. Therefore, communitarians were not happy either with the Marxist or with the liberals. And look, communitarians are not looking for the material capital. They are looking for the social capital. What kind of capital you are looking for? देखो, दोनों तो मिलता नहीं. Once I read out the Tata says that I don't have any friendship. और अभी मेरे बच्चे फुक्कड़ हैं, देखो कितने दोस्त हैं इनके. You were having very strong bond of a social capital, but lacking material capital. देखो मेट्रोज में तो सोशल कैपिटल होती नहीं. सिंपल बात ये है. और सोशल कैपिटल कहाँ छोड़ के चले आए? गांव से छोड़ के चले आए. Strong social capital. That is the viewpoint of the communitarian. Therefore, yesterday I have told you, because Western societies are very prosperous. Now people are wealthy. So they are not seeking for the material well-being, but now they are realizing importance of family, culture. Because ultimate happiness you can enjoy in the family and culture. Market is not a source of a real happiness. Market in fact treat everyone as like a consumer. तभी आप देखोगे communitarians are very simply saying that human beings are social. If human beings are social, this can be described in the multiple ways. कई बार क्या होता है? If we are reading out communitarian, there may be short notes. Embedded self, write a short note. Cultivated self, encumbered self. Answer is same. Embedded, you know that? We are embedded. जैसे आपने देखा पेन का कैप जो पेन में एम्बेडेड होता है, दैट्स वेरी एम्बेडेड. पेन का जो कैप है पेन में एम्बेडेड है. Can you give some other example? Just like a battery of a watch, embedded in the battery. Or you have other example too. और कैसे example of this? What is embedded? Ball में. How many things are embedded? Embedded simply means just like the embedded means just fixing somewhere. I have embedded this entire switch in the wall. Therefore, we are part of the community where we are embedded, where self is located in the community. We are part of community. cultivated simply. अब जानते हो जो if philosopher is saying something, they can't say simply human beings are social. If this is such a simple statement, how they can be considered a philosopher? Let's have some different idea, some present unique words, terms. Therefore, encumbered self. Encumbered. Encumbered simply means we are part of the community, just like some something is put inside the refrigerator or wardrobe. This is same, just like the tip of iceberg. If you look at flowing iceberg, only small part of iceberg is visible. Larger part of iceberg that is submerged in the sea. Similarly, we are submerging in the community. Only one small part of ourselves that is very visible. So we are part of community. Therefore, communitarian viewpoint is very simple. If this is the meaning of communitarian, कि community is more important. Therefore, what communitarians describe, if community is more important, so what is their perception regarding state? Let's see. If communitarians are American, communitarians are reacting against the Sandel is reacting against Rawls because Rawls is also treating human beings like an atom. That is a presumption of Rawls. And therefore communitarians say that no, you are a projecting abstract human being. Because human being is not abstract. Human being is not like an atom. Human being is a part of community. Can you believe that communitarian will support democratic system or they will oppose the democratic system? Can you guess? Obviously, Americans, they don't have any problem with democracy. They don't have any problem with constitutionalism. Yesterday, I have told you the fact that whosoever belong to the American group, they are not going to attack our democratic system. They will fall, although they can recommend for some reform. It may be the fact that we are not going to support about one-party government. So communitarians and the people who are writing in 1980s, how they can support about one-party government? They will support democracy, constitutionalism, modern state, but they are saying that a state must promote the communitarian value. It means a state deliberately promote anti-drug addiction campaign. A state should promote that how there should be bridging the bonding, a kind of a making a bonding and bridging the bonding. Making the bonding and bridging making the bonding and bridging the bonding. That is responsibility of a state. The state should promote the communitarian value. What is the communitarian value? Everybody should take care of their parents. And what is the communitarian value? There must be dialogue among the various communities, class, ethnic groups. So where we are looking for making bonding, where we are looking for making bridging among community. Because bridging the bonding simply means try to integrate the two communities. Where you are looking for bridging bonding, English speaking versus French speaking, Asian community versus the British community. There is neither bridging the bonding because the two different groups are there. Here it is making bonding means when the Asian community should live together, British community should live together. That is the idea of making a bonding. Therefore, what is the idea of communitarianism? Making social solidarity, making social solidarity, looking for trust, social solidarity, looking for trust. That is the idea of communitarians. making a bonding as well as raising the bonding. Then we have to make a social solidarity, trust, a kind of a trust among the communities. And here you can understand the idea of equality. Because for them, individual is not unit. If individual is not unit and communities are different in the world, therefore idea of equality will be universal or it is relative to the community. It means therefore same set of goods may not be preferable for every community. If state is saying that we are distributing same set of goods, that the people belong to Sikh community may not are looking for the barber shop because the value of the community. The people belong to Muslims even may not like the kind of a religious conversion, change of a religion, secularism. It means that is a different value of a community. So what is more important? Community is more important, and that is the idea of a communitarianism. And let's see, that is very interesting. Otherwise, look there. Look the evolution of a liberalism. Liberals are always saying that citizens are more important. They want to promote a identity of modern citizenry, past community realism. That is always considered as a politics of identity, primordial politics. So they are not looking for caste or religion, but here communities are emphasizing over that. And obviously, they are focusing over community. So whether they are against liberty and they're against liberty, rights and equality. So what is their view towards liberty, rights, equality and justice? So obviously, what is their viewpoint over liberty, rights? Can you imagine? Communitarians may be against liberty or they will support liberty. They will support liberty. For what? Why they will support liberty? Obviously, they're not against liberty because there are people who are reading 1980s and any American who's writing in 1980s how they can oppose the liberty and rights. But what they are of the view that liberty and rights are derived from the community rather than the self. Individual is not like an atom. They are not like an island in itself. Don't think that we are island. तभी आप देखोगे what is the harm of a society, depression, then the various mental diseases, mental illness. These problems are very much rising in the European countries. Loneliness, new problem, loneliness. जापान में तो लोगों को इसलिए पेमेंट मिल रहा है भाई आके हमसे बात तो करो, आके हमसे बात करो, स्टेशन छोड़ो. एंड इट इज द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ द फैक्ट दैट बीइंग इंडियन वी डोंट नो, वी आर नॉट इन जापानीज. स्कूल में जापानीज बताया गया होगा, हमें तो इंजीनियरिंग से ज़्यादा पेमेंट वहाँ मिल रहा था बात करने का, वो मैं गाँव मुफ्त में कर रहा हूँ. आपको पता है जहाँ जो चीज़ ज़्यादा होती है उसका वैल्यू नहीं होता. सोशल कैपिटल इज वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग इन द विलेज. पीपल इग्नोर द वैल्यू. बोल गए फुक्कड़ जब देखो चाय पीने चलाता है, खैनी भी किसी को नहीं देना चाहते. लाइक ये सही मेंटेलिटी होती है. मतलब अगला आदमी आ रहा है, you must recognize that, oh my god, he is giving time to you, but they are doing just opposite. और जहाँ चीज नहीं है, equality, they're looking for liberty but they are supporting liberty, but on the name of liberty and right, don't question over the communitarian value. You can question over the ethics of the community. You are questioning over the family. You are questioning over the heterosexual marriage. So these are communitarian value that we must stick with. And then what is equality? Obviously, communities should be based of equality or individual. Any community are different. Communities are different. And let's see. The point is that same object may not be preferred by every community. Because what is the different example of community? Valjar came with example. What Valjar is of the view that, see, that is the point. Michel Sandels wrote a book, Limits of the Moral Limit of Market, and what market can't buy. Because freedom doesn't mean that you can buy what you can buy from market love, bonding. Therefore, there is a limitation of market economy. Although it's very clear they are not supporting socialist economy because communitarians shouldn't be confused with the socialism. Socialists also emphasize the word community, but for them, community means of production, relation of production. Community, see, by and large, is a class, a culture, a religion that makes a community. Therefore, how they are looking for equality? Let's see. They are different community. If community is different, therefore, what is a community? Family. What is a community? There may be state. There may be some community market. So can you apply the same principle for market, family? The meaning of equality will change in family and market, or it will be remain the same. The meaning of equality will change in market because market is based on competition. Market is based on cutthroat competition, but family is based on love. Therefore, family is different community. State is based on the rationality. Therefore, the jobs of a state that is available on the basis of examination, competition, their fair recruitment. And here the role can't be replaced. In family, we can replace and change the role simultaneously. Because if I am away from family, the taking care of parents must be done by our elders, our youngers. So in family, roles can be changed in state. In family, idea of love is there. It may not apply for the cricket ground. The idea of equality for the cricket ground is different because cricket ground is looking for the bat and ball. Hospital is looking for a bed and medicines. अब सवाल है क्रिकेट ग्राउंड में बेड और मेडिसिन लेके भाग रहे हो. That is not making a sense. Therefore, equality is not a universal. It is a complex. But Bajar says that equality is a complex. Complex means meaning of equality change according to changing community. Meaning of equality change according to changing community. Because communitarians will define the equality in terms of the community. And later they are speaking for the social capital. Social capital, interculturalism, not multiculturalism. And they are speaking for the interculturalism. And that is the point. See, why community? The Sikh community is very different from the Muslim community. Muslim community is very different from the Christian community. Therefore, if you are looking for distribution of some basic goods, keep in mind the difference of community. Community may be in terms of hospital and college. College में आप क्या दोगे? Bat ball थोड़ी दोगे? That is useful for the cricket. Therefore, Vajar says that Rawls want to distribute the same goods for every community. That is not going to work. Same goods can't be useful for every community. Because if Sikhs are having the turban, they can be given exemption that they can ride the bike without having the helmet. This is special need of the community. That is special need of community. If Muslim community want to practice their own personal law, their need is separate. Their need is separate. That is the point. We are looking for a kind of integration among the communities, dialogue among the communities. That is known as interculturalism. Interculturalism. Therefore, communitarians are looking for the social bond, the social solidarity, the value of community. How you can write few things. Yes. अच्छा लास्ट में okay. Before moving ahead over equality, what communitarians speak for justice? See, Rawls is saying that justice is a creation of human being. Justice is a result of social contract. And see, this is a liberal idea. Liberals say that family is also a result of social contract. You know that. That is the reason the breaking down of family is more in the modern age because of this idea of liberal thought. It means justice is something artificial or justice always embedded in a good community. Justice always embedded in a good community. How justice embedded in a good community? Justice good community में embedded कैसे होता है? Just like in family, they are giving example of family. There has always been justice in family. अच्छा family में justice है कि नहीं है? Let's see, if one member of family is earning more, but everybody is getting the same way of see, living in the family. We are giving the same amount of food for everyone. पर कई बार तो ऐसा होता है जो फैमिली का फुक्कड़ बच्चा होता है उसको माँ ज़्यादा ही दे देती है. There has always been justice in family. Family is not running on the principle of market. Market कैसे होता है? The person who is more efficient, they will get more share. But in family, the person who is the less efficient, they will get more share. माँ किसके साइड में होती है? सबसे कमजोर बच्चे के साइड में होती है माँ. ये हमेशा ऐसा होता है. इसका सीधा मतलब है कि justice is not any artificial creation. Individual can't make a justice because it is a communitarian value which lies in a good community. You have to rediscover the justice rather than create the justice. What is importance? You have to rediscover the justice. Even you have to rediscover yourself in the community. You are made by the community and you cannot made even yourself. Just we can rediscover ourselves that we are part of community. We are part of community. Therefore, communitarians believe in equality, liberty, democratic government, but obviously they are against this kind of a market economy because market economy is not serving the communitarian value. But market economy is promoting, see, material resources become the primary, social capital is declining. That is especially said by Robert Putnam. Social capital is declining. In that way, you can write few points, particularly regarding the equality, because we are discussing with equality. Again, we can talk about justice while speaking with Rawls. We will compare communitarian with Rawls, but philosophically, both are standing over the opposite viewpoints. अभी आप देखोगे what should be the unit of equality, individual, the community.